Do you feel the excitement of going on the first date? Fret not, because Maria is here to give you dating hacks to make your date an unforgettable experience. This is True Love Knots with Maria Romano.
Hi, everybody. Maria Romano here from True Love Knots. I'm just waiting to go live on Facebook, and we're going to talk about 5 dating hacks, right? 5 dating hacks that will help you when you're getting ready for a first date. Let me just double check and make sure we are live, because you just never know. How's everybody doing out there tonight, huh? Monday night with Maria. That's right. And I'm here every Monday night. I have been on this platform every Monday night since June 1st. And I'm so excited. Let me just double check that we're live here. I think we are, but just in case. Okay, yes, we are. Perfect. All right. And now, so that you know everything I'm streaming, I call this a trifecta method. So this particular event every night is being recorded. It's going onto a podcast. That's right, my podcast. It's going out there on Anchor FM for those of you that want to listen to this in your vehicle, wherever you're at, and then also on YouTube. So I call this the trifecta method. We're going live, podcast, YouTube. What a great way, right? I mean, isn't it amazing with technology when you think about it, where we're at today and how technology has furthered us? As a matter of fact, I married a few people this weekend today that said to me they met online. And if they were not online, guess what? They would have never met each other. So dating has come to a whole new level. And so has dating COVID and pre-COVID, post-COVID, right? That's a whole topic, how the COVID vaccine has changed dating. But we'll talk about that next week. Tonight, we're going to talk about what's going on in your world with first dates. I had several people reach out to me recently and said, you know what, Maria? They've been on first dates and they've been on first dates and they've been on first dates and they haven't been able to get past the second date. Why is that? Why is it you're not getting past that second date? And hell, I've been there, so I know exactly what that's like. Well, let's take a moment and let's think about the profile. If you're meeting your date online, what message are you sending out on your profile? Let's start off with that. I know that there are times many of us try to say, okay, I'm not attracting the right individual, so now I'm going to back up and I'm going to change my tactic. And maybe that works and maybe that doesn't, you know, whatever floats your boat. Sometimes that does not work. Okay. So that's why you're going on these first dates and that person really isn't the right person for you. So that's the first thing to think about. A little thirsty tonight. And also the second thing to think about is, you know, are you trying to change yourself? Are you trying to put a square peg into a round hole? It's just never going to work, right? It's just never going to work. And are you trying to change yourself because people say you should be looking for this type of person? And you really have to remain true to who you are. You have to remain true to who your values are and the type of person that you're truly looking for. And especially when you hit 50s, 60s, and 70s, we don't have time to fool around, do we? Right? We don't have time to fool around. So you really need to make sure when you're meeting people online that you really are very transparent with your profile and your pictures. And that's going to save you a whole lot of issues and attracting the wrong individual. And I always tell people that your profile, your pictures say a lot about you. And they should be authentically you, and your profile should be who you are. So that's the first thing. So now you're getting ready for this first date, right? And you're wondering, why am I not getting past this first date? Well, let's take a moment and think about what your expectation levels are about the first date. Now, men have a tendency of they have a woman already before they meet her. She's already high. She's high on the list, okay? She's somebody they want to meet. And a woman thinks a little differently because you got it. She's thinking about this guy and he's down here. Okay, so he's got to work his way up and prove himself to her. So you got men that are thinking that you're already up here, and you got women that are right down here. So right there, there's a difference, right? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. How true that is. So that's the first issue. And women have a tendency, let me share this with you guys. Women have a tendency, we're fantasizing before the first date. Oh my gosh, he's got a boat. He's going to take me out on the boat. He's going to just romance me. He's going to have our violinist there. We're going to have a beautiful dinner, right? And that's what women are thinking. They see pictures, and men are thinking, she's pretty damn hot. She's gorgeous. And maybe her pictures are not current. So that's the first thing. Before you get to the first date, go back and double check your profile, everybody. Make sure you're being authentic, transparent, and your pictures represent you. And they're less than a year old, okay? Or they're post-pandemic. A lot of us have gotten a few pounds added on to us, right? Or we've changed. I mean, I was looking in the mirror going, oh crap, you know, the wrinkles set in, the body changes. So be a little authentic with who you are, because you know what? There's 7 billion people on the planet, and you'll find somebody to like you. So you go out on this first date, and this is the first thing you need to do. You need to chill, okay? When you go on the first date, before you go on the first date, make sure you go back and review the person's profile. Find something. Maybe they showed pictures of them golfing, maybe hiking, maybe they were on a trip. And say, great, you know, I liked your picture of, and this is what attracted me. Be authentic. Give somebody a compliment when you meet them. That's so, so important. So the first thing is be authentic. Do your homework. Okay, so before you go on that first date, go back and read the profile and read the right person's profile, please, okay? Because that's happened. I've had clients that said, oh my God, Maria, I got the profiles mixed up. I was so embarrassed. So make sure, number one, that you're reading the profile and you find some commonality, something that you like, and say to them, you know, in the conversation, hi, how are you, blah, blah, blah. I noticed that, so on and so forth. So that's the first thing. Be genuine, be authentic. That's number one. Number two is I always say, try not to have a damn first date at Starbucks or coffee. I mean, come on. You want to have a first date? Let's create a nice atmosphere. Do you go on a job interview and meet them at the park? Absolutely not. Now that we're back in the dating world, a lot of us have had vaccines. Okay? Try to set a setting up something that's a nice lunch, a nice breakfast, a great place to have a glass of wine. The ambiance means everything. The ambiance just creates a whole atmosphere. So make sure you're doing that. And while you're on that first date, how are you treating the people that are serving you? Okay, so for example, if you're very subservient and you are condescending, that doesn't send a great message, does it? You've been there. We've all been exposed to people that are quite rude. And the people out there that are serving us, you know, gosh, they are like the first responders. Okay, they're out there amidst the COVID, just like the people that are stocking out grocery stores. Same way in the hospitals. These people are out there serving you. Be nice. Be nice to them. And that says a lot about who you are as a person. Because if you're out with somebody and they're not quite nice to the wait staff, no second date, right? No second date. Because that gives you an indication about the type of person they are. So that's number 2. So number 1, okay, is review the profile and try to bring something genuine and authentic that you like. Number 2 is be cognizant of how you're treating the people around you that are trying to make your first date a fabulous first date, bringing you the great glass of wine, right? Or maybe you're having a bite to eat. And the third thing is, guys and girls, don't share everything, please, okay? Maybe you've had a glass of wine or two or a cocktail, whatever it is. Shut your mouth, okay? People do not need to hear that you had issues or you had a fight or you were arrested, whatever it is. Leave it home, okay? It's like an interview. Do you go out and tell a person that's interviewing you, I hated my last boss. He or she made my life miserable. Check, put it back. Okay, think of the first date as if it's an interview process, but without the formalities. And try not to share certain things. Don't just blurt everything out. My mother was never good to me and my father left me. Please, no, nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares. People want to have a first date with somebody that they feel is confident, somebody that has their act together, right? When you don't have your act together, who wants to be around you? Somebody emotionally that has control of their emotions. You know, it takes time to share your deep, dark secrets, and you don't share them on a first date. Okay. In the same way, you don't share all of your highlights of your life. Oh, I did this and I accomplished this and I did that. No, what you want to try to do is level the playing field. Level the playing field. It's no different when somebody's trying to sell you something, right? And this is what I always say is when somebody's trying to sell you something, they're working really hard for you to buy their product, right? To buy their services. I mean, it's a lot of effort. It's like they're trying to get you to fall in love with them. That's a whole lot. But when you actually listen and enjoy somebody, that makes a big difference. And you know what? And take the time to share the platform. So if you're out on a date and somebody's asking you the question, say, share with me a little more. I want to know more about you. I find it fascinating that you do this, okay? So turn it around because you want it to be an even balance, right? You've all seen that, the weights of the scale. You want it to even. And sometimes, we go on a date and somebody just never shuts up, right? How many times have we been on a date like that? Okay, I've been there myself. So you want to be able to level the playing field and just, talk about each other. Talk about what great movies have you seen recently? What's your next great trip you want to take on your bucket list? I mean, those are things you can talk about. What are you looking to do? What colors do you like? Gosh, I'm just trying to think here. What are your favorite foods? Have you cooked any great meals? What did you learn during the pandemic? Was there something you did that you would not have done? So there's questions about that. Just don't always talk about how fabulous you are, because you know what happens? If you're so fabulous, why are you there on a first date? Somebody should have already captured you, right? You should be attached to somebody. So don't try so hard to sell yourself. Make sure it's an even balance with conversation. The next thing is if you're out and you're having dinner, have the chocolate cake, have the dessert. Right. You're thinking, what? Maria, what are you talking about? Have the dessert. So if your date says, come on, let's have some dessert. Don't say, oh, I'm watching my weight. Meanwhile, you've had all this wine, right? You've had whatever you've eaten. Order the goddamn chocolate cake. Say, you know what? Let's try the chocolate cake and share it. Okay. Sharing food can be fun. Yes, I know we're in a pandemic, but sharing food, you have 2 separate forks. Says a lot. It just says that you're down, you're able to have fun. It says that you're authentic. It says that you're a real person. So have the dessert. Have the dessert. Even if you're at the bar, you're having appetizers. Say, hey, I noticed they have this great warm apple cake with ice cream on it. why not? You know, sometimes that's just a nice way to end the evening, the cherry on top of the sundae. So have the chocolate cake or the hot apple pie with the ice cream on it. Go for dessert. It really does has a lot when you have dessert after you've had maybe some appetizers, you've had a glass of wine, it kind of just soothes the belly. It makes you feel good. And the last thing is you're having a great time and somebody says, "Come on, let's go someplace else, have another drink." Take a deep breath, stop and say, "You know, I had a great time. But you know, it's getting late and I have a busy day, but I'd like to continue with this. Let's plan a second date." So less is more. Less is more. I hear too many people that go out on the first date and they said, "Oh my gosh, we talked for 5 hours." I mean, that's great. You know what? Less is more. You want to leave on a high note. You want to leave with somebody wanting you, wanting to know more about you, and you wanting to know about them. So don't go for that third or fourth drink. Maybe you've had 2 drinks. Watch your alcohol consumption. Very important. Pass on the nightcap, go home on a high note, on a high note. That's what's important. So when going through these dating hacks, okay, remember, read the profile before you go on the date and find a commonality, okay? Watch how you treat the people around you that are helping you with the first date, the wait staff. Be courteous, be kind. And if I need to tell you this, oh my God, your mother did not raise you well. You should know this already. Shame on you, right? And the third thing is don't spill your guts about everything, but share some nice parts about your life and don't hog the conversation. The fourth thing, have the chocolate cake. Hey, there are many times people will say, "Maria, have a bite." Now look at them. Oh, the scale said, "No, you know what? I'm going to try it." Okay. So go for it. Go for the chocolate cake. The third thing is pass on the nightcap. You always want to leave on a high note. It's just like an entertainer, right? They come out with their second best song, right? Their second greatest hit, and they leave on the top of their game. And you want more. And the same thing when you're dating. Okay, because you know what? When you do that, and you will go past, you'll go have a second date, a third date. When the time comes, somebody needs to earn the trust from you. You need to earn their trust. They need to earn your trust that you're going to share things in your life that you're not necessarily going to share right away. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. You don't necessarily have to do that. And on a first date, it's not necessary. I know, bonus. Shy away from politics. Yeah, I know politics is a big deal. Anything that's controversial, politics, religion, race. Why? You know, at the end of the day, presidents are going to come and go. Okay? And you can be in a relationship for a very long time. You're going to pass on somebody because they were a different what? They had different political preference. And for race, you never know when you're going to meet somebody that is fabulous, right? But don't also comment on race either. Because I had a client come to me and say, "I went out with this great guy, but he made a comment about Black and white people together." She said, and I really was offended because my daughter's married to a Black man, and I could understand how she felt because my daughter's married to a Black man. So you need to be cognizant of those things. So going on a first date, have a great time, but put your best foot forward. Remember, it's a first date. It's not marriage. It's not a commitment because you want to find the perfect person for you. Oops, my camera's kind of going in and out. And you want to have fun. So tune in next week, Monday Night with Maria. I don't know what the topic's going to be, but in the meantime, continue to stay healthy, stay safe, and always remember to spread love. Have a great evening, everybody. Good night.